I'm here today to give a speech on domestic violence. We're having a huge issue on domestic violence. It's a growing issue in the society that we live in. We're having problems with it with our athletes, with women, and with children being exposed to this negative behavior, and this should not be allowed. Right now, I have a diagram about on the NFL. It's a diagram of the arrests between the ages of 25 to 29 years old, and the first one you see is domestic violence, which is at a whopping 56% of all arrests between that age limit. It is not right. It's not correct. We're seeing domestic violence at a younger age than ever before, and we need to stop it, and we need to find a way to solve these issues. With domestic violence, we're having a huge problem because our mentors, our athletes, the people we look up to, are part of the domestic violence issues. They domestically violate their kids. They're abusive towards their kids, towards their partners, their wives, their girlfriends. In just 1 week in the NFL, on September 15th, the week of September 15th, we saw 3 NFL players, one which got indicted, which was Greg Hardy, on abusing his girlfriend. He got 6 months in jail, 2 years on probation, which he's now appealing with the Supreme Court Justice. We saw rumors of Adrian Peterson and grabbing a stick and physically abusing his son to the point of causing scarring and bruising on the 4-year-old. We saw a video on Ray Rice, very disturbing, in an elevator with some sort of discussion with his then fiance, now wife, and he knocked her out. He punched her in the elevator and then dragged her out. This is not okay. We're seeing that before this wasn't a stand. The NFL, the policies were very weak. Ray Rice only got a 2-game ban, which is less than one that one would get for marijuana. So because of this, to bring more awareness, the NFL, according to CNN, increased their domestic violence policy to a minimum of 6 games, with the possibility of more, depending on the information and the evidence found of the offense. And the second offense is a lifetime ban. But we're seeing that it's not just men causing these that are not the offenders in domestic violence. We also saw Hope Solo, a female athlete for the U.S. females national soccer team, was an offender when she was trying to hit her sister and her niece with a male present, and the male, according to CNN, called 911 about a woman trying to hit people and refusing to leave the house. This is not okay. Hope Solo apologized for it, but it's not okay that we're seeing that these people that we're looking up to, that our kids are looking up to, be part in such a nasty and grotesque violence with close relatives and with close relatives. But we're seeing that the statistics show that only 15% of victims are male, while 85% are female. But it says that the statistics should be a little off because men are ashamed to report report that they're getting abused by their wife or partner for the machismo thing that a lot of men have in this society. But the way we can fix this, and in effect that all this negative behavior, especially in the media, can become, is that we can try to instill in our children that domestic violence is not okay and that we should not allow them to see it. Statistics from the Child Defense Fund of Ohio says that children from violent homes continue to suffer the consequences as adults when they are more likely to commit suicide, abuse drugs or alcohol, be unemployed, commit violence against own partners versus peers from nonviolent households. Children who witness abuse become very aggressive. They're not as social. They're violent towards their partners, towards their relatives. With a family friend, she was domestically abused by her husband. and her son saw it at a very young age, and he started becoming aggressive towards her now as an adult at the age of 25. He saw his dad be abusive towards his mom. He's abusive towards his partners. He abuses drugs and alcohol, and he was even stated telling his mother that he told his mother that he heard this from his father, that all women are prostitutes and that they don't deserve any respect, that they are just here to serve us, which is a not correct mentality. And in studies in psychology show that between the ages of 0 to 5, what we learn at this age, we then instill at ages 5 to 10, and what we learn there basically gets brought over to adulthood, and that's what we're basically thinking, and what we find what is right and wrong. So if we can avoid child abuse, domestic abuse at a young age and not let our children see it, we can avoid it and break the cycle of domestic violence, because it's just getting worse and worse. More people are getting affected by it. And in conclusion, if we can break the cycle, avoid this, not allow our kids to see their mentors, their athletes doing this, people that they look up to, and especially people close to them, their relatives, being verbally, emotionally, or physically abusive towards other family members, we will help break the cycle, and they'll have a new mentality, and it will allow them to live and learn how to be respectful and how to deal with conflict with their partners, and not have that type of mentality that my family friend's son has with women. It's very repulsive and it's not correct. So we need to take a stand against it. We need to find ways. We need to find counseling, try to help these kids from a young age to develop the proper skills, to become right partners. And that was my speech on domestic violence. I hope you enjoyed it, and you have a wonderful day.